Hi everyone, Jesus here from Biz Insights. Today I want to talk to you about how to spot trends in your report. How to spot if there is a drop in approval rate and why there is an approval rate. So in order to do that, you can go in here into the approval rate report within the processing side, go into processing approval rate, and now you're here. In order to do this effective analysis, you want to apply filters. Because if not, then report will include everything. It will include all attempts, which means it will include all your decline reprocessing strategies. And we know that all decline reprocessing strategies will drop your approval rates. And also because we don't know, right? I mean, in one particular week, you could be just reprocessing or reattempting more declines than another week, and that will cause your overall approval rates to drop. Also, initials and rebuilds, and every cycle works differently. So you don't want to just include everything in there because you just want to compare apples to apples. So, the very first thing that I do in here is, well, if I want to evaluate the strategy on my initial performance or my attempt one performance, and I will go to more filters, go to attempts, and select the number one attempt. I just want to evaluate my number one attempt, meaning my organic transactions, no decline reprocessing here. And then I want to compare or decide where do I want to focus this analysis. Is it just on initials or reveals or what cycle within reveals? In this example, I'm just going to do cycle one reveals. This is like one of the core or the centers to evaluate your profitability. So if your approval rate drops in here, then that's a big issue. And then in order to have like a larger sample size and see how the trend actually is, I want to evaluate at least 3 months or up to like 6 months is good. Last 4 weeks is still not is still good, but that's just a shorter period of time. It depends on how you conduct your analysis. If you're going to do it on a daily basis, maybe you just want to extend it to the last 4 weeks. If you're doing it like on a weekly basis, maybe you just want to evaluate a longer term. So in this task exercise, let's do the last 6 months. And this is all demo data, dummy data, so don't panic. Approval rate, you can see now in here that the trend is going down. You can see this dotted line, the trend is downwards. I got some here that we were at around 70%, 75%, and now we are at around 50, 55%. And you can scroll down all the way where you can see the date in here. Now you can see by this comparison from 1 month to another. So you can see in July, we were at 73% approval rate. Sample size is much lower. So I'll say this is a partial version of July. But in August, this may be like a more realistic picture of what was happening. And we were at 63% approval rate. And now we're at a 51%. That's a 12% drop in a span of 3 months. So we have identified already there is a drop in approval rate within the last 4 months. And then we need to identify why there is a drop. And for me, there are 3 main reasons of why the approval rates are dropping. And it could be due to affiliate, meaning the traffic that you're getting, the traffic that the affiliates are sending may not be the best. The other reason could be your processors. Your gateway IDs, your acquirers are not performing as they should. And the other reason could be just a rule change on a specific issuer bank. Like an issuer bank like Wells Fargo, for example, that handles a lot of traffic. A lot of people uses Wells Fargo. If they decide to be more strict and block more traffic and just increase their security measures, then more traffic will be blocked and your approval rate will drop as well. So first, I identify there's a drop in approval rate. Now I just want to evaluate what's going on in that period of time. Like I said, you can drill down here in these buttons so you can see it on a weekly basis, or you can just keep the monthly view. It's up to you, day, week, or month. For this purpose, I'm just going to focus on the entire month. So I'm just going to click on it, click October. My entire data gets filtered by only data from October. And I can see immediately here the affiliate performance. You can see in here by affiliate, or you can drill down to sub-affiliate, or open this up from affiliate to the sub-affiliates within the affiliate IDs. So you can identify that, all right, my top affiliate, the one that is sending most of my traffic, is actually performing at 53%. It's actually performing much better than the rest. And the reason why the approval rate may be this low, or the average is 51%, is because there are these affiliates that are getting 47%, 48%. That's more than 5%, 6% difference in approval. And you're using the same processor, you're using the same acquirers for all your traffic. So this tells you, I mean, there might be an issue with the affiliate. However, that doesn't explain the whole picture, because even if everything will perform at the best, at your best affiliate, 53.8%, you will still have noticed this drop. I mean, 53% to 57%. So that doesn't explain the entire picture. I mean, yes, you can make decisions based on this. You can reach that you want performance in there, but this doesn't tell you the entire picture. I mean, there's still a drop besides really the explanation. So I started looking at my acquirers and gateways. So you can see, I mean, there are some acquirers, some gateways are doing 60%, 59%, like Synovus or CBCal are getting 61%. And PNC, which is the acquirer that you're sending the most traffic on, you're only getting 45%. So this tells you that there might be a reason, you may have to change your strategy and start processing transactions on other acquirers. Maybe your PNC gateways are just getting too many chargebacks. Maybe they have been around for too long already, so they have been branded already. The performance have decayed because of your decline reprocessing strategies, or just over time, it's normal that the performance on your processors will start decaying. So maybe start either getting new ones, or you start routing the transactions better to other acquirers. So definitely there's something in here that you can see. Also, you can just click on PNC, specifically in PNC, so you can start looking at, okay, maybe I can still use my PNCs, but just on specific beans or in specific banks where you're getting 75%, for example, 63%. You could also remove the October filter. Just always click Control plus click or Command plus click. So you can do multiple selections, like what I'm doing right now. You can select PNCs in Novus, JP Morgan case, if you keep pressing Control. In this way, I just want to see a PNC as a whole, like how it drops. So I select the PNC, now I'm looking at the date, and it dropped significantly from 63% to 45%. So that tells you an indication how you should change your strategies. And then what you can do is also evaluate by bank. So what I will suggest is, if you want to see if there's a specific drop on one of your top banks, I will just go one by one, your top 10, top 5 banks, and just click on one of them, and you see the performance over time that you're getting over the dates. Like, all right, so for example, Citibank, you're not seeing that much of a drop. It's just 5% drop. JP Morgan Chase, it dropped more from 67% to 49%. So you can start now focusing on where the issue might be. It just could be a combination between issuer bank and acquire. And at the same time, there are a few percentages that could be explained by the traffic as well, the traffic quality. So this one, for example, dropped from 74, but the sample size is not too big. So you can still look into that. Now, the other thing that you should be looking at is your decline reasons distribution, because that also gives you more like evidence whether or not it's a processing issue or a traffic issue. So, for example, your fraudulent transactions, you can see, you can start looking at August, for example. In August, you were getting 2% fraudulent transactions. In October, that went up to 4.7%. So your fraudulent declines increased by double, basically from August to October. So that is an explanation of around 2% that could indicate the issue that we just spotted on the affiliates. There could be an issue also on issuer declines. If you're getting more issuer declines, then that could be more an indication on your issuer banks. So this entire report just gives you like a good sound, like evidence on why your approval rates are dropping and what are the areas that you should be paying most of your attention. So hope this has helped you. And feel free to reach out with any questions or schedule a call with me so we can deep dive into your data more specifically.